This is Bill Newman, WHMP.
You are listening to The Bill Newman Show with Josh Silver sitting in today, making room for Buzz Eisenberg, who will be in tomorrow to take over the show. And one of my most favorite segments with the appropriately classical intro. Nice work, Monty, as always. Rich Michelson is here with Northampton Poetry Radio, otherwise known as NPR for the Valley. Rich, good morning.
Good morning, and always be happy to be back. And I especially love these segments when I get to bring friends in. And my guest today is Howie Faerstein, although we'll be formal, Mr. Howard Faerstein.
Okay.
And you have a new book out, Gugoots.
Gugoots and Other Poems.
And Other Poems. And Howie is reading tomorrow night. Put this on your calendar at Broadside Bookshop. We have decided that it will not snow.
Hopefully.
So you can all make it there. 7 p.m. at Broadside. You're going to be reading from your new book. It is beautiful. And during the day, you will be reading for the Cancer Connection to help to raise money. Some guy, I don't know.
I think his name is Monty.
Something?
Monty.
He has something to do with it. Yeah. All right. So at 2:00, you'll be there.
At 2 p.m., yes.
And it's a day of poets. So, Monty, is there a place they can see who's reading when? I have the list, but...
I can post it at WRSI.com. It's not there now, but it will be.
Okay, so a lot of local poets. Howie... It's great to see this book. This is your second collection. Your first one was Dancing in the Rain in Brooklyn.
Dreaming of the Rain in
Dreaming
Brooklyn.
of the Rain in Brooklyn. And we're both Brooklyn guys.
Yes.
You had a first chapbook out in 1977.
Yeah.
And then your first book came out in 2013. What were you doing in that time?
Oh, I was working for off-track betting in New York City.
That's
for
what I wanted
about
to get to.
25
All right.
years.
So,
and writing plays and writing poetry and just trying to get through, paying a mortgage and all those kind of things.
And what brought you to this area?
Well, when I turned 50, I changed my life. Got out of the job and the house and the marriage and moved to a place that I had always dreamed of living in the Berkshires, and lived there for 4 years. And then went out west for a bunch of years, and then decided I'd live in Florence.
All right, and you've taught in the area as well?
I've taught for 20 years as a adjunct English professor at Westfield State and Berkshire Community College.
And is there any difference between teaching in colleges and working at off-track betting?
No difference at all.
Okay.
It was a segue, like very easy.
All right, yeah. Well, it's all up in the air. So, the book is beautiful, and I think
Thank you very much.
one of the nice things about publishing later is that you get to gather a whole lifetime of experiences here, and the book talks about. Nature, about your family, about politics. I mean, you get everything in. Let's start with a poem, because I always fear I'm going to run out of time, and then we'll talk a little bit more about your work.
Well, I'm going to start with the last poem in Gugoots, a nature poem. I'm very much into the birds, and this poem features a migrant called the fox sparrow that comes in the fall and in the spring. It's called To the Wary Fox Sparrow Rustling in the Leaf Litter. I have never given up on you, your sporadic visitations. Live on through the present extinction. Never abandon me, no matter my home. Visit me in the 3rd month of the year of my death. Visit me again in the 11th month. Always signal the end of winter as you mark its beginning.
That's Howie Faerstein, who is reading tomorrow night at that's Wednesday, February 27th at the Broadside Bookshop at 7 p.m.
The snow isn't supposed to start till about 10.
All right, okay, that's nice. And during the day, you can catch Howard if you're passing by the Cancer Connection. He'll be reading at 2 o'clock. There are wonderful poets both before and after are reading, and it's for a good cause.
And that's
please
right at the
come on out.
courthouse.
The old courthouse in
at the old
downtown
court-
Northampton. Yeah, it'll be right across from the R. Michelson Gallery, practically.
Oh, there we go. All right.
A little shameless plugging goes a long way.
That's right. And if you want, come on in, browse, and warm up in between. That's it. So our mutual friend, Martina Spada, says, in the voice of Howard Faerstein, we hear the voice of Whitman, the original Brooklyn poet.
That was the nicest
That's
thing
nice,
anyone
huh?
ever said. Yeah.
And Brooklyn features pretty strongly in your work.
Well, especially in the first book, Dreaming of the Rain in Brooklyn, which was something I wrote when I lived out in Colorado, or maybe it was New Mexico, when I was dreaming of the rain in Brooklyn. But it's also in Gagoots. I have a few things.
You have a poem that talk about your family, where you grew up, your grandmother.
My grandmother, there's a poem about my godmother, which I could read.
Give us one more.
Godmother Goldie. Such winter brilliance as was able to penetrate the Crown Heights walk-up, lit the kitchen in the small apartment widowed Aunt Goldie now found herself in. And Goldie beamed brighter than Tycho's Stella Nova when I placed the pizza box down on the dinette table, for she had asked in her damaged Hungarian tongue that I bring it to her, but secretly, so the Orthodox caring for her wouldn't know.
That's Howard Faerstein. You're listening to NPR, Northampton Poetry Radio, on the Bill Newman Show. And again, Howard will be reading at the Broadside Bookshop tomorrow night, Wednesday, February 27th. And I'm hoping we're not going to have such a long wait between your next book. Are you busy working? Are you writing?
Yeah, I have about 30 pages right now for a third book.
All right.
God willing and all that.
God willing. And based in the area, your poems, are you find yourself moving more in a nature poem direction now that you're officially a Florence native?
Well, I find myself still very eclectic. I jump around. It doesn't seem like I have a steady theme. I mean, there's a lot of politics, not in the poems I read here, but there's a lot of politics, especially the last 2 years. And,
Why ever so?
Oh, and then there's a lot of nature and family things also. I'm also reading in a number of other places between now and next September. 3 readings in the Berkshires coming up, 1 in Lenox, 1 in Lee, and hopefully 1 in the Mount at the Mount in September.
And how can people find out when these readings are? Do you have a list? Do you have a website that you want to give us the information
I'm working on a website.
Okay.
Seems to be a problem, though, but I'm working on it.
It's been a pleasure having you here. I do hope that everybody makes it out tomorrow to get a good sense of your work. That is at the Broadside Bookshop. We're so lucky to have a good local bookstore like that. You'll be at 7 p.m. tomorrow at 2 p.m. At the Cancer Connection on the lawn of the courthouse. Thank you for joining us, and
Thank you very much, Rich. I appreciate it.
and thank everybody for listening.
Thanks, Rich. Another installment of Northampton Poetry Radio, and we have had the good fortune, as local celebrity has stopped in, Buzz Eisenberg, who's going to be hosting the show.
Local celebrity.
Yeah, not as big a celebrity as Monty.
Nobody's as big as
I want to
celebrity.
hear about 2 things. Buzz, I'd like to know about what you've got in stock for the show this week, and then Monty, we got to close with. I want to hear about you sleeping on a
Well, we can
street
kill
tonight.
2 birds with 1 stone because, go ahead, Buzz.
No, you go ahead, Monty.
Buzz will be simulcasting with The River, WRSI, across the hall from us tomorrow and Wednesday, the Cancer Connection Campout, live from the courthouse lawn in downtown Northampton.
Okay, what is the Cancer Connection?
It is a ridiculous publicity stunt to draw attention to this amazing grassroots-funded organization in Northampton called the Cancer Connection that helps people who are living with cancer and their families. So while a cancer diagnosis often comes with so much fear and trepidation and being surrounded by medicine, it helps people remind themselves of their humanity through that situation. With
And
things
I
like,
love their website, which says that they provide comfort and they provide, more importantly, strength.
Yeah, so it's all their services are free. It's like massage, it's Reiki, it's aqua aerobics, it's painting classes, it's writing classes, it's camping trips, and this ridiculous publicity stunt, because I hate camping, I hate the cold. It's been going on for 13 years.
And you're going to sleep.
Unless we raise $100,000 by 6 p.m., which is a commitment I made to my wife on the radio on the river this morning, who's
So-
concerned because there's supposed to be
5 degrees.
2
or
to
something.
4, 3 to 5 inches of snow tomorrow, and like 7 degrees below zero.
I
with
would
the
sort
wind
of
chill.
rather. I mean, I want the money to come in, and I want to see you.
People love the shtick of making me have to do this.
What
And
is
there's
it
like,
with you,
there's,
Monty?
there's two, practically 2 dozen groups of campers that'll be joining me throughout the course of the day on Wednesday and Wednesday night into Thursday morning.
You think of the most ridiculous fundraiser. Why
I
don't you
know.
do one that's like Lazy Boys?
I tried that
you
one
sit
time.
there and
They're never successful. One time we did the Camp Inn at the Hotel Northampton. We did it like Jerry Lewis style telethon, tuxedos, day drinking, and all that sort of stuff. And
Now,
it was fine, but it wasn't the whiz bang that people.
So people can make pledges, but say that you get the money the next morning.
Yeah,
you see, so that
it's
way
like dating your check for
that'll
the next
keep
day.
right. That'll keep you out in camping.
So we only have 30 seconds. Buzz, what do you got coming up this week?
the Rev and the Rabbi ought to be interesting because Rabbi Justin just came back from Israel, so I think he's going to have tales to tell, particularly Josh with Netanyahu's recent affiliation with a really ultra right wing thing. And on Friday we got lots of arts, and I think we're running out of time.
Well, folks, thank you so much for being in. This has been yet another epic adventure filling in for Bill Newman while he suns himself on the beach. Tomorrow, you'll be back with Buzz. Thanks, everybody, for listening today, and have a great Tuesday.